right, man. Most people look at Luka Doncic's numbers and be like, "Oh, the numbers are great, and he should be MVP." And this is what I always say: you got to watch the games to really understand, what's going on. And statistically, people looked at Dallas. Oh, Dallas was crazy for trading Luka, and they should have never got rid of Luka, and it was a mistake. Now the NBA world, and the world to see. I already said at the Palace, time for the world to see Rasheed Wallace. I know people starting to see. I think people have seen why they traded Luka Dončić. And it's not being talked out about. It's not talked about enough. You see 30, 34, 7, almost 9 assists, almost 48% from the field, just under 35% from three. And you think you think, oh my God, look at the numbers that he's putting up. Oh my God, these are phenomenal numbers. Who can stop him? Young man rumble, young man rumble. You know what I'm saying? You look at those numbers, or if you watch the game, you see it's a totally different story. You see it's a totally different story on how he moving. And I think when Jason Kidd couldn't really show him how to be a true point guard, he couldn't teach him how to make his teammates better and when to pick and choose to pick up his scoring. I think it was a wrap. When he couldn't get one of the best defensive two-way point guards of all time, couldn't get him to commit on the defensive side of the floor. He said he know everything. You can't teach Luka nothing. He knows everything. And at the end of the day, it sounded like a compliment, but it wasn't. Obviously, he doesn't know everything. He's year 7 in. He doesn't make anybody better. People play worse next to Luka. We knew him and LeBron weren't going to work. We all know basketball. 2-ball dominant guys. LeBron wasn't going to change. Never the way he played. Year 1, year 5, year 25. It don't matter. LeBron is going to be ball dominant. But they need to get that brother who traded him, Nico, whatever his name was, Nico Harris. Hey, he need to start getting some credit here, man, because this wasn't it. He wasn't it. You weren't gonna win with him. And then, if Luka lose some weight, yeah, he got in the weight room. He posted some pictures on social media. Probably got on the big O. You know what I'm saying? And y'all thought, he got more conditioning. No, he's mentally adored. He's a mental midget. He's a crybaby. And he makes nobody better. He plays for stats. He remind me of the white fucking Russell Westbrook. He reminds me of Brad Westbrook. That's what he is. He's Brad Westbrook. And people look, Westbrook's a great player. And I ain't knocking Westbrook. I like Westbrook. But you ain't winning shit with him. Think about it. When Kevin Durant got that MVP, what was his sole purpose? It wasn't the hump to get a champion. His sole purpose was he was competing with Kevin Durant for an MVP. He wanted to be MVP. He didn't want to sacrifice what it took to win a championship. He wanted to be MVP. Had he took that same energy and wanted to win a championship, the Thunder would have won a championship. But he wanted to compete. These type of players have the statistics to make you think they true point guards, they true floor generals. But if you watch the game, they playing for statistics and they not playing to win. They playing for stats. They playing for stats. And now, you starting to see why you are seeing why, or you saw and you are seeing why Dallas got rid of him. And then the next maturation of what you about to see is his body start breaking down. Mark my words, year 7, living a lifestyle of not eating clean and not keeping your body clean and being consistent. You about to see why he still ain't realized what Kobe had to learn, what Michael had to learn. He didn't realize what those guys had to learn. Hey, I can't do everything. I have to let my teammates get in the rhythm. I have to trust my teammates. And then I have to work. Then when we hit a wall or when it's time for me to really, lock in, then, I can lock in and go crazy. He ain't really learned how to win. And I feel like if Jason Kidd couldn't teach him that from that position, can't nobody do it. The Lakers got a limit. The Lakers got a limit. The Lakers got a limit. It just need to be said. The Lakers got a limit. As much as they talk about, AD, not being this and not being that, and that's cool, but the Lakers got a limit. You ain't winning with him. And by the time, if he ever does figure it out, then his body gonna break down. His body gonna start to break down. Just being real. They ain't winning with him. And they look like they win some games, and we in the hunt, and we doing this with Luka, and it looked like that. But y'all know when he needed the most, that he started breaking down. His use is too high. His ball usage is too high. He learned to play without the ball instead of going 1-on-5. You know what I'm saying? That'd be better. But when you start like comparing him to guys like Shea and K, he ain't on that level. I don't care what the stats say. He ain't on that level with Anthony Edwards. He don't understand how to play basketball, how to play winning basketball. You know what I'm saying? And you look, Lakers fifth, and like really when you look out west, realistically, there's probably 4 teams that can win the chance. That's why I'm not all West crazy like people. Oh, the West is so much better. And that's not. Got Minnesota, really Nuggets, Spurs, Thunder. I mean, those are realistically the only teams that have a chance, unless some injuries happen, to win the championship. That's it. The Lakers ain't no contender. The Rockets ain't no contender for real, in my opinion. They won't be there unless they find a guard. Warriors won't be there. Giannis trade or not. Blazers on the rise. That's it. These, and realistically, if Denver don't get Cam Johnson back healthy, which he ain't never held, really it's a 3-team race. You got Thunder, Minnesota, Spurs, and the thing about it is Spurs don't have the experience. So when this year they get the experience, next year they'll be scary. Minnesota has the experience. They probably need to make a trade to get over the Thunder hump. You go out east, the Pistons, probably these 3 teams. And if the Cavs get it together, you're probably looking at 3. It's the same amount of teams who got the same amount of chances. Because you would say, well, Philadelphia is a dangerous team, but you can't really depend on Paul George and Joel Embiid. You say Orlando got potential, but you can't stay healthy. So, like I said, this whole East gap between East and West, to me, it's not that big a gap. Same amount of teams got the same amount of chances, but it is what it is, man. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and the subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance of notifications. Check out the NBA Talk playlist. Find me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, Instagram, Patreon, all in the description. Or you just hit the first link in the description, the Patreon. Peace.